What we've got here is one of those broken screws or studs with a broken extractor in the middle of it, just there. So what I'm hoping to do is maybe just grind the top of this flat so I've got something to work with. I've got a tap drill. A drill meant for drilling out taps, broken taps, so I'm hoping I can go down with that, but I need to get the top of this flat first, so that's going to be the first thing. So I happened to find this this box plate. It was incredibly rusty, so it took a bit of cleaning up, but it's I hope it's going to do the job. I've had to make some kind of asymmetric T-nuts, not much of a T on them, but I couldn't find any 1 by 3/4 bar. This was 1 by 1/2, but that will do the job. And the holes are just offset this way a little bit to give us the spacing that we're looking for. Pretty good in that direction. Oh, and that's a bit wrong. That needs to come more like that. That's not bad. Oops. That's pretty good. Within half a thou. I don't think we need to worry about getting it that close even. And in this direction, pretty good. Right, that's that clamped to the bed of the mill. It's at a slightly wonky angle because the slots in the box plate are not quite wide enough, but for what we're doing it doesn't matter that it's a bit crooked. And I was thinking about trying to skim across the top of this on a surface grinder, but the whole thing is too high. This is too high to get under the wheel of my surface grinder, so we're going to put a carbide tipped milling cutter in the spindle and try and just flatten this off before we try and drill it. Right, I think there's just about enough of a flat spot in the middle of that we might be able to get a drill started without wandering off over to one side. Which you can see is what happened when somebody tried to drill it out before. Right. Well, I've got this drill which is it's made for drilling out broken taps, so we'll see how we get on with this. It's been used, so the edge has gone off of it, so it might struggle, but we'll see. Well, we've gone down a way, not far, we've gone down a little way, and it seems to have hit another kind of hard spot. I had one nearer the top where you start making chips and all of a sudden it stops, and it seems like you're just polishing the surface, and persist and it starts cutting again, but it's hit another spot where nothing much is happening. I'm never sure whether to use coolant on these things or even how fast to go. Sometimes coolant actually stops the thing cutting. Come on, so let's give it a try. Well, it's doing something, because that's kind of a bit sludgy. Oh yeah, definitely bringing stuff out there. Definitely. Okay. I was just going to swap this out for a smaller one to try and make a kind of a little pilot bore. Maybe I'll just persist with this for a bit. Well, that feels like it's not doing very much again. I think I may see if I can put an edge back on this. Don't know if we can touch it up with a diamond wheel. These things don't really have much of a cutting edge on them, which I think the idea is that they kind of scrape rather than cut, because otherwise they would probably just chip. But I think this is kind of a dull edge here, so I might just see if I can't do something with a diamond wheel, sharpen that up a bit. Don't know if you can see the difference there. Let's try it out. Well, I think that's done the trick, and I'm hoping that we've gone through the remains of the extractor. So, hopefully, we have just got, well, I don't know if there's any hard bits left around that, because that's only quite a small drill. I've got really no option but to try and drill that out now with a normal drill. Right, these are M6 holes in this cylinder head. So if we're going to preserve the original threads, I don't know if that's at all possible, but it should be a 5mm pilot hole, which is tapping size. I've got a left-handed thread here which might work. Not quite sure how well that's going to be held in this keyless chuck, but let's give this a go. Let's get it going the right way. And it looks like that has pushed off centre. Darned. Wonder how well that's stuck in there. Looks like I need to use a milling cutter to drag it back in line. Now I'd be tempted to try my old easy outs with this. Right, I wonder. I'd be surprised. No, I don't think so. I think the remains of that screw are well and truly jammed in there. Nope. No, pushing my luck here. Wow, okay. This needs to be drilled right out, I think. And it's gone a little bit off centre, so... Oops, didn't really want to do that. Where did that go? Drat. Okay, let's see if I can find a little 5mm milling cutter. Oh, right, I found a tiny little short stubby 3/16 slot drill. Let's see if we can straighten out this hole. It's really hard to see what I'm doing. It doesn't stick out enough. I think we need to be going a bit faster probably. And I can't really see what's going on in there, so I'll have to wind it back out of the way. What I could do with now is the piece that sits in on top of this, which actually fits here. Get my location a bit more accurate. Looks like it needs to be dragged further over this way a bit more. So let's give that a go. And give it another go with a 5mm left-hand drill, I think. Okay, I just wondered if it was still pulling bits of bolt out or whether it had gone through into the casting, but it looks like it's still bits of bolt. That's a long way down. Really? Surely that must be alley by now, mustn't it? Oh no. That's ridiculous. No, where the hell am I going? That stud cannot need to be that deep, that's crazy. Look how far that's gone in. What? No way. Well, I think we can actually see the shell of the screw there. Well, that looks like I should be able to grab hold of that and pull it out. If I've got anything good enough to grab hold of it with. Let's wind it out of the way and have a go. Well, that's a bit of bolt for sure, but only a bit. And there's another piece, just dropped into the inlet. Oh, what a mess. This is going to need welding up. We can't re-drill this. We can't put a helicoil in with this hole breaking through. Well, I think this is just part 1, part A, whatever. Get the old broken bolt and stud extractor out, and okay, now we can do something else with it. That's going to need welding up, and I need the thing that goes on here to get the position of the hole to, well, I don't know what we're going to do. Put a solid plug in, probably. Okay.